Well, I guess it's time that we talk about this. Wreck plunged players into a post-apocalyptic wasteland, introducing a thrilling new biome and a cast of formidable foes known as the Wasteland Warriors. This season was themed around the vast desert, shaped by a sandstorm and transformed by the southern part of the island into a treacherous landscape filled with dangers and opportunities. Key POIs included the Red Lime Rig, a nitro refinery run by the master mechanic known as the Machinist, the Nitrodome, an arena of vehicular chaos overseen by Ringmaster Scar, and Brutal Beachhead, the base of operations for Megalodon, the brutish leader of the Wasteland Warriors. These locations were hubs of intense action, with players battling both the environment and each other for total control. The season's gameplay was heavily influenced by the introduction of Nitro, a powerful substance that could be used to supercharge both vehicles and players. Nitro provided speed boosts, explosive ramming abilities, and enhanced combat effectiveness, making it game-changing, transforming the battlefield completely. New vehicle mods allowed players to outfit their rides with devastating weaponry, including machine gun turrets, grenade launchers, and spiked bumpers, turning every encounter into a high-octane showdown. Players also gained access to the Nitro Fists, a new melee weapon capable of delivering powerful combos and aerial punches. In terms of weaponry, Chapter 5 Season 3 saw the return of several fan-favourite guns alongside new ones, all rebalanced to fit the new season's fast-paced combat. Additionally, Wrecked Battle Pass offered a range of Wasteland-themed cosmetics, including outfits inspired by the gritty warriors of the desert. This season was a wild ride from start to finish, offering players a unique mix of speed, destruction, and tactical warfare, in a world where survival was the ultimate goal. Now, let's talk about the pros of Wrecked. Firstly, the collabs. This season we got introduced to Metallica, Pirates of the Caribbean, Fall Guys, and the Fallout collab. They were all a lot of fun and provided different gameplay mechanics and different elements within Battle Royale and other game modes like Fortnite Festival, Rocket Racing, and Lego Fortnite. So, my favourite part of the collabs this season was Ride the Lightning Mythic from Metallica. This will see you soaring through the sky and crashing down on your opponents. In addition, Loot Island also got a nifty change, making players jam to claim the loot, and having each band member surround you as a large hologram while you're on Loot Island itself. Now moving on to the Pirates of the Caribbean, we got the Ship in a Bottle and the Flint-Knock Pistol. Flint-Knock Pistol isn't anything new, we have had that in the game before, but the Ship in a Bottle I think is new anyway, and it created for a lot of fun for clearing structures and giving you temporary high ground. But while you are using this, you become massively vulnerable and a massive target for your foes, making this item mostly irrelevant to me. I then found the Fall Guys course a lot of fun and very different. I'm hoping that we get to see more inclusion of Fall Guys in Fortnite in future. Perhaps maybe as a limited LTM or something like that. I could see a lot of interest in that. And lastly, Fallout. This provided us with the Nuka-Cola, which was a great consumable, and also you'd gain 1 gold per consumption, which was a nice little touch as well. Then again, we also got the Tri-Beam Laser Rifle, which was, to be fair, it was different, but it was very weak in my opinion, and it was kind of mid all season round. Next up, we've got Reload. Now, I guess this is a strange part of the season because it's not actually part of Battle Royale, but I'm going to include it. And I found having access to OG Fortnite through Reload was highly thrilling and gave us a reason to play Fortnite during the summer holidays, because while Epic was on their summer leave, it did get a bit dead on the Battle Royale front. So with Reload, it reinvented the fun and gave players another way to enjoy this season with a different loot pool, map and game mode. Next up, we need to talk about the mobility. Now, this is a double-edged sword, but I think having mobility in the game like Fortnite is extremely fun and creates a lot of good opportunities and good games chasing after other players. And some of these items included Nitro Fists, Nitro, Megalodon's Medal, cars and shockwaves. These were all present during this season, in addition to the Ride the Lightning, which I mentioned earlier, and it did make the gameplay feel very fast, made it feel faster than it ever has been. Now moving on, Nitro gave this season a distinctive feeling of speed. Whether you would be using the Nitro gloves or using the canister, it made for a lot of fun, traversing through the map and chasing the other cars and hunting down your foes. Next up, we need to talk about ranked and unranked loot pool. With the split in loot pool being a factor and reintroduced into this season, this made for a safe space for players not wanting to deal with the vehicles, nitro fists and mythic items, and allow players to get right into combat and strategy, much more like traditional Fortnite. Now, it's baffling to me how this has only been included into ranked. This was in arena, but since moving over to ranked, it's been absent until now. This is very well needed, and I think this is kind of safe this season, and I hope that they do continue to implement this in future seasons to come as well, for pubs and in ranked, that split in loot pool. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the theming here. Now, this was a big positive in my opinion, because from aspects to the battle pass to the battlefield and cosmetics sold in the shop, this season really did a fantastic job with its theming. Looking at previous seasons, this really sticks out to me as a big win for Wrecked. I hope they do continue to do more on theming like this in future seasons, as it really does bring together the season. And lastly, I want to talk about the live event. Now, the Wanderer appeared around the map quite early or midway through the season, a hooded figure wearing white, so he would disappear if you got too close, but this would be the start of the live event teasing that we got. The live event itself was great to see, although I didn't get the best of view for the entire event. I still enjoyed what I saw. Chapter 5 is killing it with these live events so far, and I do hope these continue throughout the Marvel season and Chapter 2 OG, or whatever we get. Now, moving on, I want to talk about the cons of Wrecked. Vehicular combat. So this was fun at first. The first week especially was a lot of fun with how OP the vehicles were and the mods were. This was at a time as well where the boss vehicles would regenerate health, meaning that you could just drive away from combat and you could come back 2 minutes later and be ready to fight once again. But soon this faded, and I was wishing we didn't have to fight around vehicles to this extreme, as vehicles was so essential to this season. It's not something I personally look forward to while playing Fortnite. On a side note, this season really focused around cars. This was fun, but it did create for a lot of good times. However, I personally prefer boots on ground sort of combat and all that traditional Fortnite gameplay with its elements. The next con I want to talk about is Magneto gloves, or Magneto gauntlets. Now, these are probably the most annoying and frustrating weapon to deal with. I personally didn't mind using them, but I really hated them being used against me. I know I probably have a hot take here, but I preferred water bending from Chapter 5 Season 2 with the Avatar update. I think this mythic really stood out to be OP. However, the Magneto gauntlets were just too strong, and in my opinion just were not fun to deal with at all. It got to the point where even being in a vehicle was futile, because the Magneto gloves would shoot down these cars very quickly. Bear in mind this season was focused around cars. The car counters were really strong by the end. But yeah, this in my opinion was way too overpowered during its entirety, these Magneto gloves. In conclusion, I'd have to say this has been okay this season. Fairly mid, although different. I do still think this season left a lot to be desired. The season got a lot better over each progressive update, with nerfs to the cars and their mods, and got more counters added, such as EMPs, the explosive boom bolt, the heavy impact sniper rifle. These were all the saving grace of this season, I think. And boogie bombs. Seriously, Epic Games? These shouldn't have really been in this season at all, but I do think they should have added the EMPs a lot sooner. Now, I think the reason why the boogie bombs were added instead of the EMPs at the time was because there was a bug. I could be wrong. If anyone knows, let me know down below. But boogie bombs, in my opinion, did not need to be in this season at all. I don't think there was a place for them. Overall, I'd have to rate this season a 6 out of 10, and by far the least enjoyable season of Fortnite I have played to date. I did enjoy Wrecked and appreciate what Epic Games was aiming for with vehicular warfare. I just don't think it suits Fortnite Battle Royale. Perhaps as an LTM, this would have been much more enjoyable and had much more success. But anyway, that's my review of this season. What did you think? Do you agree with my thoughts or not? Please let me know down in the comments. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks guys.